It's not like palm trees are all that rare in Southern California. You see them all over the place. So what makes Lost Palm Oasis, our next destination, so special? Turns out, these palm trees are rather unique. The hike starts at the Cottonwood Spring Oasis. This trip is already starting to sound exotic, right? Directions to the trailhead are in the description. The trail dips down and then out of the oasis area, then climbs for a bit. Even at this pre-dawn hour, the path is easy to follow, and it's well marked. After about 0.7 miles, we come to this junction with the Mastodon Peak Trail. I'll catch up with you. If you feel like adding an extra round-trip mile to the day, this side trip is well worth the time, especially if you get here at sunrise. The path to the peak climbs, sometimes up rock steps, until it reaches this trail sign. Ignore the warning about the route to the peak being unmaintained. The way is obvious and well worn. Although in places, it is a bit of a scramble. But once at the top, it seems that half the national park opens up in front of you. Not bad for a 3,400-foot chunk of rock. When you heed the inner call to stop messing around on the peak, simply return the same way you came, making sure to turn left at the sign. The other way leads down to the campground. Back on the trail, the route is anything but flat, but the ups and downs are brief and don't take a lot of work. I know a few people who think the desert is drab. My gosh, look at these wonderful rocks. And the plants, no, this place isn't drab. The geology alone, all these rock formations, this rock, by the way, is known as granodiorite. It's just wonderful to climb on, to look at. It's eye candy for the hiker. Along the way, depending on the time of day and how clear it is, the Salton Sea shimmers in the distance. The trail continues undulating, this time dipping sometimes steeply into washes and then back out again. If nothing else, we're getting close to the oasis. Now for my money, the upcoming palm trees aren't the only plant life along here worth noting. The ocotillo here is one of my favorite desert plants. It's just so disorderly and a little weird. Ocotillo, by the way, is Spanish for little torch. However, I happen to like some of the other names given to it, such as buggy whip, desert coral, or slimwood. After a good rain, these guys will grow leaves which then drop off after the soil dries up. Another way they've adapted to the desert is the plant, absent its leaves, uses chlorophyll in its stems for photosynthesis. Now, if you come here in the spring, say between March and June, you might see these ocotillos here blooming. And then you'll see something you might not expect around here: hummingbirds pollinating the flowers. Obviously, there is more to the flora than ocotillo. Here's my brief, incomplete inventory. Mesquite. Teddy bear cholla. Keep the kids away from this, or you'll spend a half hour plucking out the needles. Yucca. Pencil cholla. Juniper. Barrel cactus. Okay, that's enough. Now, when you get to this spot where the trail more or less ends, you're going to ask yourself, so where's the oasis? Look down. Now you have a choice. You can stay here and admire it from above, or plunge down this sometimes steep trail to the bottom of the canyon. My friends kid me about my choice of lunch, but I figure it's good enough for an 8-year-old. It's got to be good enough for me. Now that we're at the bottom of the canyon, we can get all personal with the palm trees. Say hello to the California fan palm, alias desert fan palm, American cotton palm, and Arizona fan palm. Now you may not see it, but there is a spring feeding these palms, so this is a real oasis. Now, given these conditions, these trees are sturdy enough to live between 80 and 250 years. Now, keep in mind as you step over the dead fronds on the ground that it could be a microhabitat for small birds and invertebrates. The palms themselves also accommodate western yellow bats, hooded orioles, and giant palm borer beetles, whose larvae can live up to 10 years burrowed inside, munching away on the tender wood there. One last thing, these palm trees are, no surprise, native to the desert Southwest. But all those palm trees you see in Hollywood and elsewhere, shipped in from Mexico, circa 1930. Nothing unusual about the hike back. Just reverse course and follow the same trail we took to get here. Now, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit the like button. And if you haven't subscribed, please do. Just to let you know, I post one hike each week. In the meantime, don't get lost.